In this chapter, we are going to learn about what if scenarios, or we can simply call it scenarios. In the chapter, analyze data using scenarios and goal setting. Now, what are scenarios? Scenarios are basically a set of values that can be used within a calculation in the spreadsheet. It means we have some values, we want to change those values and see what will be the results. A very good example is you have given an annual exam and you want to see what will be the percentage if I score 80 marks in English, 70 marks in mathematics, 90 marks in science and 45 marks in Hindi. Then I want to see another scenario, another case. Suppose in that case, the second case is I got 80 marks in English, 70 marks in Hindi and 85 marks in mathematics, 87 marks in SST and so on. So I have various cases in front of me. So these cases I can save it separately in the name of scenario and I can refer to that later on. So the best advantage is that we can save those cases, various values, various conditions. We can save those cases by changing different values and we can have different results. So, but how can we do that? We have to go to, first we need to select all the cells which that contains the value I want to change. And then I have to go to tools and then scenarios option. After going that, I have to give the name to that particular scenario and then click on OK button. Later on, I can select any scenario and then see what are the various values and what are the various results. So let's do it practically in LibreOffice. You can see here, first question is we want to calculate the simple interest for different values of principal amount, interest rate and time using scenario. You can see that person is having three options in front of him, bank 1, bank 2 and bank 3. Bank 1, if it gives a principal amount of 3 lakhs and the interest rate is 10% and the time is for 2 years, what will be the simple interest? So he wants to calculate that. So how will we calculate simple interest? You all know the formula and every formula in calc starts with equal to sign. So where are my values? My values are in B6, B7 and B8. So what is the formula? It is B6 multiply by B7 multiply by B8 divided by 100. So this is the formula of simple interest. So this is the simple interest I will be getting here. Right. Now I want to change the value. So I have two more cases. This is my first case actually. The second case is if I deposit 3,50,000, I will get the interest rate of 10% and time for 2 years and I want to calculate the simple interest for that case. The next case is if I deposit in another bank 3,50,000 and that bank is giving me interest rate of 11% and that too for 2 years. I want to calculate the simple interest. So let's do the scenario work. So what I have to do is I have to select the data first. So this is the data for which I want to create a scenario. Means I can change here the simple interest, I can change here the interest rate and I can change here the time. So I will just give it a name, scenario 1 or bank 1, whatever name I want to give. So I have to go to tools, click on scenarios. So I want to save it with bank 1. Right. And I can also write amount where amount is equal to 3 lakhs. Right. Now see these options, display border. I want to give it a border with a separate color so that I can identify it. Copy back option, we have to uncheck it. Prevent changes, yes. And then click on OK button. So you can see in another scenario is there, bank 1 amount this. So you can see here also when I click on this drop down arrow, bank 1 amount 3 lakh is given. Right. Now I want to change the value. So I will change it here. So I have two cases in front of me. So what is the changes here? If I change the value from 3 lakhs to 3,50,000, so what will be the result? Again, interest rate is 10, time is 2 and see, it is now 70,000. The simple interest is 70,000. So I will just again select the data I want to save it. Tools, scenario, change it. Now this is my bank number 2. So bank 2, it is with the value or with the amount 3,50,000. Now this time I want to change the color. So I am giving it a yellow color. Copy back option unchecked. Click on OK. So you can see here yellow color is there, and you can see I have created 2 scenario. Right. Similarly, I can create a third scenario. Select all. Go to change the values from 10 to 11. Tools, scenarios, bank 3. Now this time rate of interest is equal to 11. Change the color and click on OK. So this is my third scenario. You can see all the third scenarios are done here. Now similarly, you can use this question to change the percentage of a student depending upon different marks. So I hope you can easily create this one. You just have to calculate the total for the first scenario and percentage for the first scenario. Save that first scenario and then do the change in any of the marks, and then see the calculations have been changed and save it in second scenario. So this you can practice of your own. So this is all about scenarios where we can change any value, but we can also save those scenarios with like different cases and see it later on whenever we want. So that's all about scenarios.